land forces in Bulgaria, led by the Italians, in Romania, led by the French. I was able to visit the French forward land forces. And maybe I'll just tell you a quick story. I think this is the heart of transatlantic solidarity. You had an American SACEUR go to visit our multinational Corps Southeast, commanded by a 3-star Romanian officer who had a Canadian sergeant major by his side. And then the three of us went out into the field to visit the colonel, the French colonel, the commander of the 501st Regiment, who formed the core of that forward land force. But it wasn't just French soldiers that were there. There were soldiers from Luxembourg, from Belgium, and from Spain. They were all part of that forward land force. And they told me about how they were coordinating with the Italian forward land force in Bulgaria to think about how they would coordinate their maneuvers under the multinational corps and multinational division that we have there. So you see all the nations that are involved in transatlantic security and the Black Sea region security in kind of one vignette, if you will. Of course, the land forces aren't the only domain that we're concerned about. Eastern Sentry is a big part of what we're looking at. There's, and that goes for counter-UAS capability and enhancing our counter-UAS detection and engagement capabilities. We've been working with Landcom and with SAC-T on options to take the lessons of Ukraine and reinforce Eastern Sentry with some of those capabilities. And of course, we're building a very flexible way to move larger missile defense capabilities and fighter capabilities to the point of need. So I think there's going to be a lot of activity in the Black Sea region. I'm extremely excited about it having been there. And I hope to go back in summer because it was pretty cold.
Terry, please.
Thank you, Terry Schultz with DW over here. Thank you. To the General and the Admiral, first, a sort of technical question. SACEUR, are there any security gaps that could be improved if, for example, the United States had actual ownership of the land on which its hypothetical bases were sitting? I know that there's not a lot of precedent for that, but it's a question that's coming up. And then to you and the Admiral, of course, you're reassuring everyone that Greenland is not in any immediate danger, but you have the Prime Minister of Greenland warning his citizens to prepare for an invasion. With any sort of 360-degree security, of course, what citizens feel is also part of your responsibility. So what would you tell the Greenlandic citizens who very much fear the current situation and not from Russia or China? Thank you.
And you can jump in, of course. I mean, that's the reassurance that we have this kind of framework. I mean, I think that that should be enough to know that, I mean, negotiations are going on. I mean, they are discussing at the political level. There is no any kind of, I don't think they should have any kind of fear, because it's something that has been stated clearly that, I mean, they're talking the best solution for everybody. And since it's a three-party discussion, negotiation with Greenland, I mean, they are represented. So I think I'm pretty confident there should be no fear from my point of view, from just trying to put myself in their shoes.
Yeah, I think I would say to the citizens of the 1 billion citizens across the alliance, including those in Greenland, that our collective commitment to Article 5 remains ironclad.
Thank you. The lady in the center, please.
Yeah, I don't think I can comment on that. There's a number of things that intersect here that are beyond my remit, if you will. So, you know, Golden Dome and those sorts of things. I don't understand all the technical details for it, so I'd refer you to others.
Yes, the lady in the center, please.
Hi, thank you. Laura Jakes with the New York Times, also for the General and Admiral Drottogongene, please. As initial details of the Secretary General's conceptual framework for securing the Arctic, including Greenland, are being discussed both here in capitals and also in NATO headquarters, to what extent did the Chads this week and their missions voice support for it? Thank you.
Yeah, I'll just say, we had no discussion about that security framework. We found out about it when everyone else did when it hit the news yesterday. So there was, even though it's been reported elsewhere that we had some military discussion, that is not correct. Not about that framework, no, ma'am.
Question from the reporter, then, please.
Hello, Mark from Associated Press. I have a question for Mr. Sakur. Since the alliance has changed with the addition of Sweden and Finland, can you talk about what capabilities the alliance has and what members are best suited to actually do military warfare in the high north, where it's very cold, their conditions are very challenging? What type of resources do you have? Do you have enough icebreakers to, make it through the high north? What allies are best suited to do warfare there?
No, thanks. I tell you, Sweden and Finland and the capabilities that I saw on my trip there were very impressive. There was one point, I'll tell another story if you don't mind. We were getting a demonstration in the archipelago of some of the Swedish Marines' capabilities, and there was a Swedish Marine lieutenant colonel who was describing a scene in the background where they had a couple of vessels coming ashore with Marines that were assaulting the island that we were on as a demonstration of their capabilities. He pointed up in the air and showed a few drones that were doing reconnaissance, and then he goes, and we also have close reconnaissance capabilities. And if you look right here, and literally under our feet, who had just come up out of that icy cold water were two Swedish Marines who had been diving doing close reconnaissance. So, I mean, what a demonstration of capability up in the Arctic. So clearly the Swedes, the Finns, all the Nordic countries, Norway, Denmark have tremendous capabilities that they bring to bear every single day up there. Other near Arctic nations also have the ability to operate in that area. The United States has operated over the last several months up in the Arctic, north of the coast of Norway. So they're even countries that are a little farther away have some relevant capabilities up there. And I'm confident that if we're tasked to do any specific mission or just to continue our general approach to the Arctic, we're well postured.
The gentleman over there, please.
Yeah, I would add something. So just to point out that the equipment of NATO is led by a process, which is a NDPP, you've heard about, with NATO Defense Planning Process, which is a strong process which is linking the plans that are made by Secure and the capabilities the allies need to procure. And so this is a consistent long-term plan, and so we are not running from a topic to another one. And so it's a 360 degrees plans that have been endorsed by the allies. And so we are working on this process on a continuous basis. We are at the end of the phase 5 and working on the next political guidance that will arrive in 2027.
Let me add just one thing. I mean, of course, the capabilities has been highlighted properly by Grinch, but also, I mean, also the southern nations are sending troops and units to train in extreme cold weather. When I was Italian, I used to send some unit there to be acquainted and trained in extreme cold weather. They came back frozen but happy.
Yes, please, over there. No, like in the back. First row, top.
Thank you. Will Denslow with Feature Story News. In Davos, Japan's defense minister talked of the strategic importance in the Indo-Pacific. He talked about growing cooperation. You mentioned it as well in your opening remarks, Mr. Chairman. What exactly does that deepening cooperation look like, and why is there a growing strategic importance? Thank you.
I'll take it. Personally, I've been in. I mean, we had the Indo-Pacific partners with us today. Yesterday, and I've been in Japan, in the Republic of Korea last year, and I will go to New Zealand and Australia this year. The basic thing is that, I mean, security is not anymore regional, it's global, and whatever is happening there has some effect here and vice versa. Just think about 12,000 North Korean fighting in Europe. That's just one idea. The thing that we have a lot of things in common, of course, I mean, the way China is behaving, there and also elsewhere. They know it, and we are exchanging information. And so information sharing is the first one. Standardization and interoperability, we used to do that, sending there, for example, carrier strike groups from Europe or wings, aircraft wings there to train with major complex exercises, cyber, cognitive warfare. With all these are fields in which we are exchanging a lot of information, and we will do more. Today we just agree that we need to improve our cooperation, and we will do that. But we are really, I tell you, we are like-minded. We are sharing the same fear, and we're sharing the same threat and the same ideas.
We have time for one last question, please. One last question, please.
Thank you, Olivier Bob, AFP. At Davos, President Trump and President Zelensky are meeting together. So there might be some kind of announcement. So my question is to Sakir, is NATO ready to implement a peace plan, which could be announced or not, but at the moment, are you ready to play your part in this peace process? Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the question. First off, I think we all applaud President Trump's efforts to achieve peace in Ukraine, given the incredible amount of carnage that we see on the battlefield there. As SACEUR, our responsibility is to help the Ukrainians be as strong as they possibly can. I suspect that we continue to do that in peacetime, although the parameters of the peace deal will be what defines that. But we're ready to do whatever we're asked. Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. This concludes our press conference, and thank you for being here with us.